So, right here, Chicago Sky's Angel Reese sounds off about entitlement. And I was like, what is she going to be talking about here? She's deciding to call the fans entitled. Unbelievable.
Angel Reese is back in the news, but not because of anything she's done with a basketball. Nope, this time it's her mouth doing the dribbling, and folks are left completely baffled. She's out here demanding superstar level money while acting like she's beyond any type of critique. Talk about petty. It's like she wants the paycheck of a franchise player, but none of the responsibility that comes with it. So you really have to question, is Angel trying to play elite level basketball, or is she just playing McKeelev monarchy? This seems to be a complete 180 to how the genuine superstar Caitlin Clark treats the fans. If you're a CC fan, remark it down below. Let's go.
Reese is giving terrible advice to potential fans and followers. Absolutely. This league is claiming it wants to be popular and it wants to generate interest. And you've got an actual player, supposed to be the supposed second most popular player in the league, crapping all over fans that have taken an interest in players.
Before you write it off as a one-time gaffe, let's be clear this wasn't some offhand comment. What Reese just said might actually be one of the biggest obstacles standing in the way of the WNBA's next level of growth. That's why the real question becomes, this is Angel Reese actually campaigning for meaningful change in women's basketball? Or is she just generating disruption and calling it activism? Stay around, because once you hear the full story, you'll finally remark out loud, so that's what's really going on here.
Y'all be feeling too entitled, thinking y'all's opinions matter about someone else's life instead of minding your own business. I promise you win at life when you just live your own life and mind your own business. I promise. I don't give a rat about that. That statement right there.
Now here's where it gets wild. Angel Reese doesn't even possess a single formal title within the WNBA Players Association. She is not a member of the negotiation team, or even the union's leadership. However, she is claiming to speak for all players on social media by making loud generalizations about possible strikes. In essence, she is acting as the WNBA spokesperson, even though she does not actually have any of the jobs or obligations that go along with it. Imagine being a seasoned union representative engaged in meaningful conversations when you hear a beginner attempt to divert the conversation with flimsy threats on a public forum.
The ones coming this year will still be on the rookie contract again. The ones that the year after, they gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us.
No, they are.
Who's that?
I'm hurt.
They are. Like, yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are.
I need to get in the. I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the meetings.
I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sitting out.
That's a possibility for real.
Drama is taking over the news now that women's basketball is finally receiving the attention it deserves after years of battling for acceptance. Recently, Angel Reese caused a stir when she asserted that she is personally responsible for the sport's current boom in popularity. Reese is out here making it all about herself, while the WNBA should be celebrating a moment of growth as a team. She is more worried about whether the spotlight is hitting her in the face than she is about elevating the game. Rather than embracing progress and unity, she is busy transforming the discussion into a personal power struggle. Additionally, the fans are worn out. While the league tries to build a future, Angel is out here swinging a wrecking ball.
What are we doing here? These players in this league do not want this league to grow. Again, they want it to grow under their circumstances only. Women's basketball is finally getting attention, and now that it's getting attention, it's not the right kind of attention. Cry me a river. I mean, really, what are we doing?
Here's the actual issue. Angel received criticism for her reaction to the response rather than for having an opinion. Professional scrutiny is a part of the job, and the more attention the league receives, the more people will express their opinions. That's the way it is. However, instead of accepting this as a natural part of being a public figure, Angel went all out, attacking the critics as if they had no right to do so. That response caused far more harm than the criticism itself. Real stars in top sports thrive under duress and don't falter as the spotlight gets more intense. Angel Reese must understand that expectations rise with power and that the only people who will prosper are those who accept this reality rather than avoid it.
This is wild. This is a wild statement. You are a professional athlete. You are in the limelight. You have chosen to put yourself out there, which means you are open to criticism, and you're open to hearing things you aren't going to like about your play, about how you conduct yourself, all of it. It is part of being a celebrity, a sports star, whatever. There's no amount of, well, we're going to call it online hate. Nah, it's criticism.
All eyes are now on the matchup. Everyone's talking about Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky. Caitlin Clark, a generational phenomenon that fans are eager to see, is on one side. Regarding the other, Angel Reese, the walking controversy, it seems like a headline is just one comment away. This confrontation of two brands is more than simply a game. It's a show. One was based on provocation, the other on performance. Given the excitement around Caitlin's comeback, pundits' predictions of over 3 million viewers are not surprising. This game represents a litmus test for the future of the WNBA, not just a game.
She believes a new record would be set. Quote, first, it's the Fever versus the Chicago Sky. Wonder why they did that, Bird said. We have not seen Caitlin Clark play in a long time, okay? And it's against Angel Reese. So my guess, we're going to see like 3+ million viewers, which I'm sure will smash some kind of a record. Interesting.
But this clash is symbolic in ways that go beyond the ratings. Angel has come to be associated with noise, but Caitlin Clark exemplifies the sort of fame that is based on action. She shows up, does her job, and uplifts the team around her. Her story is more about conflict than contribution, and it will be hard to overlook the difference between these two athletes when they play together. As if things couldn't get any uglier, Angel publicly called fans entitled in yet another dubious action. Yes, that did occur. She chose to chastise the very individuals who are advancing women's basketball rather than to embrace them. You would think that someone who consistently expresses her desire to expand the game would make an effort to maintain the support of the actual game viewers. But Nori took aim at the growing fan base, the very wave that's keeping the league afloat right now.
Reese has recently been in the headlines for threatening a potential strike in the WNBA if negotiations during the next CBA don't go as players hope. Reese thinks women in the WNBA deserve higher pay. Some fans are afraid to strike. A strike could hurt the momentum the WNBA has built in popularity. When Reese and Caitlin Clark entered the league, it will kill this league. It will kill it. If they go on strike.
This isn't just about bad PR, it's about the message it sends in pro sports. Your relationship with fans is everything. Gratitude isn't optional. Alienating the audience is a necessary aspect of the job. It does more than just harm your brand. You jeopardize the league's momentum. At the very moment when women's basketball is finally capturing hearts, Ree is busy burning bridges, and then came the cherry on top, her casual threat of a strike, just as the WNBA is beginning to take off. Angel Ree is already talking about walking away from the court if her pay demands aren't met. Let's be clear, no one's saying players don't deserve more, but choosing this moment when the league is finally drawing eyes and headlines to float the idea of a lockout, that's reckless. Angel appears to be more concerned in pulling the emergency brake, while Caitlin Clark and other rising stars are working feverishly to gain momentum. At this point, one mistake might ruin everything.
Reese uses her platform on social media and her podcast, Unapologetically Angel, to publicly espouse those beliefs. Reese recently suggested that she's different in person. Quote, the funniest thing people say to me is, wow, you're so nice in person. It's crazy the way you're portrayed online. I just laughed and say, yeah, I did a video about that. And you know what? A lot of fans said, you know what? We don't believe anybody ever told you that. Sorry. And look, you know what that is? That's a fan's opinion, and they can have.
In the meantime, Angel is attempting to change the podcast's narrative. Angel asserts unequivocally that she is misunderstood. According to her, she's way more likable in person, and the public has simply misjudged her. But here's the thing, when the general reaction is no one ever told you that, it says a lot. It highlights a problem with credibility and a lack of trust that cannot be resolved by words alone. In today's digital world, public image isn't built by what you say, it's shaped by how you consistently act. You can't just declare you're misunderstood and expect the world to nod and accord. You have to exhibit it. Angel wants to control her image, but the reality is this: the people watching, the fans reading, and the cameras rolling, those are what shape how you're perceived. And right now, the version of Angel Reese the public sees isn't matching the one she's trying to sell.
A post on X Wednesday, Reese promised her followers that they'd be better off minding their own business. Wow. Would they be better off turning the TV off when your game is on? I mean, I wonder. I'm starting to wonder, hey, would be better off turning the TV off when you're on? See what happens to them good old ratings? It doesn't matter if you're not playing Caitlin Clark. Nobody's watching you anyway.
By making offensive remarks and taking a strong stand against criticism from the public, Rhea has only distanced himself from her supporters. Declaring that she doesn't give a damn about what people think and focusing on her company motto demonstrates not only contempt but also a basic lack of understanding of what it takes to succeed in professional sports. Athletes are not isolated individuals. Their careers are directly impacted by the public's responses, including criticism and, yes, praise. You don't have to agree with every tweet, but completely ignoring the audience destroys the very bridge you need to cross in order to stay relevant.
This league is claiming it wants to be popular, and it wants to generate interest. And you've got an actual player, supposed to be the supposed second most popular player in the league, crapping all over fans that have taken an interest in players. As part of that, you're going to get positive feedback and negative feedback. That's life. That's life. As a sports player, especially.
Your skin must be thicker the larger your platform. The pressure that comes with being in the spotlight encompasses viewpoints from all angles. Pushing away supporters doesn't bring you serenity. Instead, it only makes you feel isolated and, eventually, irrelevant in a game that never stops for people who lose the support of the public.
The interest she receives from public, good or bad, the more publicity the WNBA receives. The more publicity the WNBA receives, the more money she stands to make on her next contract. Absolutely.
In truth, Angel Reese is unknowingly becoming a roadblock to the precise progress the WNBA is striving for, building its fan base and extending its mainstream appeal. It sends a message that can undo all of the league's hard work when one of the most well-known young players in the league chooses to turn against the very people who are rooting for her. Rather than attracting new fans, she is giving them reasons to leave. A star's reputation in professional leagues affects the brand as a whole, not just themselves. Every public comment, interview, and tweet contributes to a bigger image. It's not simply a personal setback if that image turns off fans. It has a cascading effect that hurts everyone in your vicinity, including the league.